Greetings. Good morning. It's a lovely morning. It hasn't the heat hasn't jacked up to 108 today or whatever. Um, I've been having uh, swelling in my feet and all my joints, not just some of them. So I'm having a really hard time uh, getting around, and the pain is excruciating. Which Um, do I want better health? Yes, I do, and I am working on it. My mom keeps on saying that it's lupus, and I was reading up on lupus, and of course, it's inflammation in the body and rashes and stuff like that. And I'm like, okay, and what I say is that, you know, everybody seems to have a diagnosis for me. I'm suffering from this or that. However, you know, the body is going through the things it's going because of either the environment or something that's put into the body, something that the body's exposed to. There's a reason why cancers develop, why diseases develop, and of course, lupus is a autoimmune disorder where the body starts attacking itself. And I was like, well, why the fuck would my immune system be attacking my body? At least my body is riddled with some sort of disease. It's in my cells, so therefore it's attacking each other. So I'm like, well, if it's in the cells, that means my cells are saturated with something that is coming against it. And I've been taking Advil, but I've noticed that, my swelling just doesn't go away. Everything just seems to intensify. So I'm on a fast, and I'm putting away, any kind of pain reliever and that kind of stuff, and see how it works, at least for 24 hours, and see if I'm going to feel better. Instead of, upping my dosage on stuff, I'm just going to cut it out and see what happens. And I've done this before on hydrocodone. I used to take hydrocodone for my migraines and for pain. And then I decided to fast off of it and totally put it away. And of course, it was probably the most miserable 72 hours that I had went through with pain, because hydrocodone, when the body starts coming off of it, it causes pain too. And so for 72 hours, I fasted off that, and I didn't take any pain reliever at all. And I've been talking to the spirit about pain reliever, and it seems in the mind and my body, and of course my heart is just exhausted of having to deal with this shit. And basically, everything in this world is, goes in cycles. Once you start taking something, you're kind of hooked to take it daily, or, on a, couple times daily, or on a ritual of some sort. And I was like, there's a reason why, the pain doesn't go away, because they want repeat customers. But I'm like, what is the underlying cause? I'm tired of all these diagnoses and all these remedies and snake oils, for the body. However, nothing gets, fixed. And so I got me some multi-grain cereal. I'm going to start adding some grains. And, of course, I've told my mom, I was like, I'm done, just stop cooking for me, because she likes to cook with a lot of meats and shit like that. So, I'm going to go get me some multi-grain bread, because she uses nothing but white bread. And I've been eating like her, for the last it's almost been a year now. I've been eating like her, and I feel like shit. Absolute shit. And I've gained weight, and I've puffed up. And, I don't want to be my mom. And even though I've tried to explain to her about her cooking and stuff, and I have changed a lot of stuff, she still tries to go back into that same cycle of, old school cooking. And I'm like, leave it alone. She eats a lot of meats and stuff like that, which aren't healthy. The animals are not in a healthy state, so eating of them means that every time you put something in your body, you're partaking of, if that animal had a disease or distress or something like that, you're eating of it. So I'm tired of that, because most majority of animals that are sold in the stores as their meat do not live a good life. So you're going to eat their stress, their distress, their disease and stuff like that. And so I'm going to do my best to try to purge myself off of meat again. And of course, the plants go through the same thing, but maybe if I eat just the fruits of the plants, it'll be a little bit better. I don't know. I'm just fucking tired, and I'm tired of Texas. For one, this Providence is, of course, stressful and full of anxiety and venomous things, and I really, I can't wait to leave this place behind and get going. But I say to y'all, if y'all are stressed out or going through a situation, doctors and nurses, and of course it's nice to have those type of people if it's an emergency situation. However, if you're suffering from something daily and it seems to be long term, there's a reason for it. So I don't recommend dieting, but a life change in how you eat and how you think and how you go about. And I am receiving this and I'm putting it out there. And I know that my health has declined immensely since being in Texas. And I've noticed as I've traveled is that certain areas have more sickness than others. And it's just the state of the environment, air, water, land quality, and of course the people you're surrounded by, like those that the cities and towns that I am surrounded by are not friendly. They're not giving. They're miserable people. And, now that I've sit still in this area long enough, I become miserable too. But, of course, it's not going to change me. It's just, you can have joy in your heart and still be in a miserable state of being with body. And of course in mind, because I'm trapped inside because of the heat, and the environment I'm in, it's not accommodating. My mom has always lived poor, so the bathroom, of course, isn't hooked up. We have to put a water hose through the fucking window to fill up tubs. There's, it's just basically bucket baths. Which sucks. I would rather, go to a nice clean river or creek than take a fucking bucket bath. Because there's, in a nice clean river or creek, there's natural minerals. And around here, the water quality is bad. Texas has bad water quality, and it's just going to go worse. We had a well, drilled and dug, and I told my mom that would add value to the property. So that's her like ace in the hole, when she's ready to leave it behind. And I hope she is. If not, then, she'll be here by herself because I'm not staying. No matter what, I'm going to persevere and I'm going to get through this, and I'm going to clean up my eating habits, and I'm going to stop eating over-the-counter drugs. And hopefully my medical card comes in. If my medical card comes in, then at least I can go get some kind of steroid shot to help me get through this until I can get to a better spot. All I need is to, stop the inflammation so I can move. And if I can move, then I can get busy and go. And my mom, of course, is going to have my van the alternator fixed, and that's the only thing wrong with it. And then, of course, it needs to be tagged and, inspected. But once that happens, then I can leave. I have wheels. And I would rather sit still in an area with tall trees and clean water and, less population than be in, a cabin surrounded by things and feeling miserable. And, we all have that choice to sit still with a bunch of shit around us in idle complacentness, because that's what I am. I'm complacent right now. I'm not content. Or or we can get up and leave that shit behind. And that's what I'm going to do, is just leave it all behind. I know that I spent, in time, probably a good year building and, putting this cabin together, but I don't mind leaving it all behind. If I can't have the garden about me, and if the spirits around me keep coming against me, then what's the point? And all the spirits here have come against me over and over and over again. I have some spirits that'll, help me, but it's not the help. It's just basically gathering of material possessions. They'll put like little stuff in my way, like materials. However, there's other spirits that come against me, like there's no rain and the winds, the weather, that'll come against me. And I'm like, I don't even fucking understand why. So I'm like, you know what? When it comes to Texas, I'll gladly leave it behind. So, and I'm doing my best. Like, everything's swollen up and it hurts. Like, my mom was trying to give me an arm massage, and she's, it hurts to be touched right now. I'm like, don't touch me. But she tried to put more medicine in my hand, and she hurt me just trying to turn my hand, and I was like, no. And I told her, I was like, I'm not taking any more right now. I'm going to wait 24 hours and see how my body feels. If I have to, trudge through this, and so what? I mean, I'm in pain now. The medicine's not really doing anything, so, why not just put it aside? And that's what it is like, nothing is, it's not fixing anything. It's not really dulling anything. It's just, my wishful thinking. But yeah, it might relieve some, relieve some, like a fraction. However, that it's not worth it. Anyways, that's what I say when it comes to medicines out there. Do your best with what you got, but if you keep on feeling the same thing over and over again, maybe it's time to try something new.